The 2022-2023 NBA regular season is over, and the play-in matchups are set in both conferences, and we already know some of the playoff matchups. So let's talk some hoops with one of the best voices and writers covering the NBA, Jarod Hector, who is a writer for TruHoop and the co-host of the Footers podcast. He joins me now. Jarod, are you playoff ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. You know, the regular season ended today, as you said. I'm getting myself play-in ready, and then playoffs ready on Saturday. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Oh, I like that. Play-in ready before playoff ready. I don't stay play-in ready because I don't plan to be in the play-in. I'm always playoff ready.
You're always playoff ready?
Yeah, I'm just always, you got to stay playoff ready. That's what you got to do. All right, now, it was a frenetic final day of the NBA regular season that saw the Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert throw a punch at teammate Kyle Anderson. Gobert was sent home during the game by Minnesota. The Wolves, they're the 8th seed in the play-in tournament. They'll face the Lakers in L.A. on Tuesday night. How much of a concern is this for a team that gave up 5 first-round picks for Gobert as they try to get in the playoff bracket?
I mean, Dexter, this is an unserious basketball team, right? This is the most important game of your season, of the regular season. You had to win it, which they did, luckily. And look, I want to be clear. Teammates get into each other's faces and get angry during games and stuff. This happens all the time. Now, the fact that he threw the punch and hit him in the chest, okay, we might see some disciplinary action for that. But ultimately, the concern is the Wolves as a team, right? Are they coalescing at the right time? They won the game, which was great, but they were down multiple times in that game today. So against the Pelicans. So honestly, I don't take them as a serious team, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. And my concerns are less about Rudy Gobert and just more about the construction of this team and what it is they want to do, right? The goal was sent all those draft picks away to get Rudy Gobert, it was a big bet on Anthony Edwards. Is Anthony Edwards ready to be that guy on both sides of the floor in playoff basketball? We shall see.
We shall see. Jarod Hector getting this Logan Roy on there, calling the Timberwolves an unserious team. If you watch Succession, you will know. Of the 8 teams in the play-in tournament, which squad do you think has a legit chance to get in and make some noise in the playoffs?
You know, in the Eastern Conference, I like the Miami Heat. Look, I know they've been struggling this year, but playoff Jimmy Butler's a real thing. He is someone who, when you look at the regular season, people are like, oh, is Jimmy going to make All-Star? Whatever. Is he a top 10 guy? Whatever. Come playoff time, he plays like a top 5 player every year. And, you know, that would be a rematch, Boston versus the Heat, if the Heat were to win and get that 7 seed. So that would be interesting to see. The Oklahoma City Thunder in the West also, because while they're young and super inexperienced, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is outstanding, an all-NBA caliber player. He will make an all-NBA team. And they run good stuff, Dexter. Offensively, Mark Daniels got them playing great. They shoot a ton of threes, and they play well and discipline the defensive end. And I think, look, they're not going to beat any of the top 2 seeds, but they'll get some experience and might make it a little interesting, take a game or two.
All right, Heat and the Thunder as teams in the play-in that could make some noise. Okay, so know the 3 versus 6 and the 4 versus 5 matchups in each conference. Of those 4 series, which is the most intriguing series in your eyes that you think fans should keep their eyes on?
In the Eastern Conference, I love Cavs and Knicks, the 4-5. Look, the Cavaliers' profile suggests they should go on a deep playoff run. They're number 2 in adjusted net rating, number 7 in offensive rating, and number 1 in defensive rating. Like that. And they have a proven playoff performer in Donovan Mitchell. Like, that is a recipe for a deep playoff run. The only issue is that as a collective unit, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they don't have a ton of experience, right? So who's going to be that 5th guy that's going to play with Allen, Mobley, Donovan, and Darius Garland? Is Karis LeVert going to have to take more minutes? Is that going to hurt their defense because Isaac Okoro's a better defender but can't shoot? So that's what I'm watching, how the young guys, and it'll be Evan Mobley's first playoffs, right? How these guys perform in the playoffs with actual expectations. And the Knicks, Dexter, the Knicks are good. They know who they are. Tibbs is set on his rotation. Brunson's been excellent for them. Julius Randle will make an all-NBA team. He should be back by the beginning of the playoffs. We shall see what's happening there. Quickly, he's been excellent off the bench. Grimes, this is a very, very good team. So I think that 4 or 5 matchup will be good. I can see this going 6-7 games.
All right, see a long series between the Knicks and the Cavs. And lastly, with the playoffs starting on Saturday, which team or teams, in your eyes, has the most pressure to win a title this year? And do you believe that team can get the job done?
I want to pick one from each conference, Dexter. Look, to me, I want to say this: like, every team, the top 3 teams in the East, to me, and the top 3 teams in the top 2 teams in the West, plus the Suns, I think they all have pressure to win. Because look, when you're this good and you have an opportunity, you don't know if you're ever going to get back there again. So every one of them is feeling some semblance of pressure. Now, when we're talking about pressure externally, who's going to get killed in the media if they don't win? In the Eastern Conference, I'll say the 76ers for sure. Look, Joel Embiid's probably going to be the MVP. They have the toughest road because they'll have to play both the Celtics, most likely, if the seedings hold out, and the Milwaukee Bucks if they want to get to the NBA Finals. That's going to be a tough, tough road to travel. And if they don't at least get to the conference finals, this might be the last season in Philly for Doc Rivers. In the Western Conference, look, when you trade to get Kevin Durant and you have an aging Chris Paul, the time is now, right? Your time is now. And so the Phoenix Suns will be also under pressure externally to win. But these guys all put enough pressure on themselves internally, so everyone's feeling pressure right now.
All right, everybody's feeling pressure. If you're playoff ready, you know about that pressure. You know about that time. The time is now. Play-in starts on Tuesday. Playoffs start on Saturday in the NBA. Jarod Hector, writer for TruHoop, co-host of the 7 Footers podcast. He's going to be all over that, and we will check in with him down the road. Jarod, thank you for your time.
Thank you, man.